Falcon basketball. Fans, it's Saturday afternoon, and you're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. With Brett Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. For the Philadelphia 76ers, they come in off that loss to Miami. Harris outside. Back to Johnson. Good, and Harris gets the assist. Johnson's got the opening field goal of the game for the Trailblazers. Tobias Harris in his 8th season in the NBA and still just 26 years old.
Yeah, I mean, one season at Tennessee, and he has slowly but steadily improved each year. And, you know, he's gotten stronger, more consistent with his long-range shooting, and he's found his calling as one of those prototype small ball fours.
And the shot is good from Johnson.
Well, Booker can mix it up. Once he's got a lane to the hoop, he jumps all over the defense there.
Beasley outside. No good from 18.
Wow, huge sigh of relief for the defense on that possession. You cannot give mid-range shooters any space like that to operate.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble.
To the inside. Here's Noel. Bell. No good off the back of the rim. Here's Dudley. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That is his first foul of the game. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Down low. Harris. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Now their offense is rolling. A perfect start. 4 of 4 so far.
Beasley outside. To the middle. There's Noel.
Well, passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to leading his man to the right spot.
Trailblazers moving the ball around. Now the 76ers on the break. And Antetokounmpo gets it to go.
It's going to take a little more to get Antetokounmpo off of his mark there. Adept at finishing those difficult shots.
Here's Johnson. Rebounded by Bell.
Due for a miss after 4 of 5 to begin this one.
They grabbed their own miss. Pass to Noel. Here's Antetokounmpo. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Each year we get to see Giannis come back from a summer and what he's done to up his game. Get a little bit stronger in the weight room. Be a little bit better ball handler. Play a little bit more aggressively. The guy's competing to be one of the best players in the business.
Now here's Johnson. He has 6. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Floats it up for Beasley. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Young. When it comes to veteran players, Brad, on a team, what characteristics make for a good leader for a bunch of young guys under him?
We talk a lot about veteran guys on teams, Kevin, and I think one of the most important aspects to think about is that those veterans have a lot more impact if they're still part of playing minutes. for a coaching staff. At some point, 4 or 5 months into the season, when an older player is telling you how to do something and only get a chance to see it during practice or him pointing it out on film when you're playing, doesn't have as much of an impact.
Doesn't resonate.
Right. When a guy gets 15 minutes a night and you get to see him do those things as a young player from the bench and say, wow, everything he told me on my list, he's checked all those boxes. So having a vet that plays, much more impactful.
Good point. And it's Harris with the ball for the Portland Trail Blazers. A shot by Johnson, no good.
Oh, the D did just enough to keep him from scoring. Thought that was in for sure.
Here's Gay. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket.
Like the tactics on defense there, refusing to give the shooter the easy layup at the rim.
And something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
Now, here's McConnell. Hardaway with a wide-open look. Good. And McConnell gets the assist.
He's got some growing confidence right now in the catch-and-shoot game, Hardaway Jr. Feels like he could score from anywhere.
Back to Harris. From downtown. Johnson outside. And a wide-open look for Lamb. Portland no good that time either.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Hardaway with it. Gay outside. Shot from 16. And the shot is long. Portland trailing here. Shoots the three. Bangs home the trifecta.
Well, this is why the teammates for Booker are loving him. He keeps working on his ability to find the open teammate.
Gay outside. Pass to Jones. And that one is good.
Artful passing on that play, showing a real desire to set up the teammate.
Here's Zeller. And the jam by Tyler Zeller.
And this is what it's all about, guys. The competitive spirit, the energy that we're seeing. This one's got the feeling like it's going to go down to the wire.
And if it does, as evenly as these two teams have played here, it's anyone's guess who's going to come out on top.
Pass to Harris. Johnson surveying the floor. Launches it. Back to Harris. Shot clock at 5. Portland needs to get off a shot. And slam dunk by Harris.
That's a strong finish from Tobias Harris.
Here's Okafor. He's covered by Zeller. Here's Gay. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Trailblazers lead by 3. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.
Why you think they call me
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
Love the pace they're playing with. Anytime you can get your offense going without the defense setting up, you've got a huge advantage.
Shot from the top of the key. His fourth shot, his fourth miss. Still looking for his touch tonight.
Take a look at the history of the Portland Trailblazers, and part of the NBA since 1970. And the phrase Rip City, which has stuck with the team ever since winning that title back in 1977.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And for the Blazers, a lot of ups and downs with their history.
A lot of wins, but the franchise has been a bit cursed with some major injuries in the last 15 years. You think of guys like Greg Oden, the first pick in the drafts, Bill Walton back in the 70s, and the ankle injuries that he had to deal with. That young team felt like they were going to run the West for quite some time, and those injuries really hurt and devastated the fan base in Portland.
76ers trailing. Here's James.
Excellent job by Bledsoe to alter the shot. Even as a point guard, you can still affect your opposition.
Another shot, and it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Pass to Vonleh. And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And here is Johnson. He's got 6. Hammond's shot is off.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Portland leading. Pass to Lamb. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. Lamb's got 5 points so far.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Gay outside. Lets it go from deep. That shot off. Now Portland takes it the other way. They can look forward to the Quicken Loans Arena after this game in a matchup against Cleveland. And they're in the thick of this long road run. That's the 3rd of 7 straight on the road. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, Brett Brown coached the Sixers team through some really lean years. Now, the promise started to show last season, but he said, I don't feel close to the notion that we've arrived. I'm hardened, just doing my job and moving forward. Kevin?
And continuing the process, D.A. thanks. And it's Gay with the rebound. The 76ers trail by 3. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
So both teams changing it up here. Portland shooting their first foul shot of the game.
Well, entering the league, Devin Booker really had some troubles on the defensive end. So as much as we talk about offensively him trying to get better, on the defensive end he needs to learn how to be in better positions. I think what I'd like to see from him in this quarter is getting going from the perimeter. Hit a 3 in the first, nothing in the second.
Trailblazers leading by 6. And the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
Booker effective that time, close to the basket, taking his time to cash in.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Beasley outside. Kept alive. Pass to Noel. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
For Philadelphia, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
The 76ers trail by 7. Pass to Bell. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
You got to make an effort to keep Bell out of the paint. Good at finishing around the rim.
Harris, good.
This is the kind of guy that you wake up in a cold sweat the night before you play him. Just a matchup nightmare. Tricky, confident, and he takes on all comers.
Now Bell, guarded by Harris. Yep, it counts. Bell's got 4 this quarter.
Coaching staff high-fiving themselves there, watching that team move the ball around, doing whatever is best for the team.
Harris, no good.
no excuse for him not drilling that one there. The defense was nowhere to be found. Maybe could have taken a little more time.
Here's Blakeney. No good on the three. Here's Philadelphia, trailing by 5. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Harris outside. Pass to Johnson. Back to Harris. Over onto the Kumbo. Off target from the baseline. And so it's McConnell with it. They'll bring it up for Philadelphia. And there's the call on Tobias Harris. That's foul number 2 for him. So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
And he's probably looking at some matchups on the floor he'd like to take advantage of.
Now, I'm interested in what he's seeing and then what kind of play they run coming out of this timeout.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. .46 seconds left in the first half. The drive by James. And Hardaway gets it to go. Hardaway's got 5 now.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution. And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
Well, we talk about the D. Let's credit the offense. He attacked right there from the moment he saw the opening, not letting the defense react. Yeah, this has been a night where you could look at his shooting and his performance, and it's affected the team. That's the bottom line.
An even 3-on-3 break. Nobody near Gay. And it's good, assisting on the play with Hardaway.
So many different offenses that Tim Hardaway Jr. has played in, but he's trying to improve in his on-court awareness. A good show of it there.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Portland out in front. They're up by 3. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Something the NBA has tested out in the G League, Brent, coaches' challenges. What do you think?
I think the idea of making sure that the handkerchief matches the tie is a great idea.
Only you would say that. Only you would say that.
I'm just worried with some of the casual styles in the NBA that it's not going to be accessible. But
I think you're right.
I think it's going to happen, and I think it's going to be interesting for the league. But it's going to happen.
Anything to make these coaches do more, make more decisions.
Make more decisions and make decisions that you know can impact whether or not your team wins the basketball game or loses it. Because after a referee makes a determination that you think might be the other way, or they don't look at a replay where you're sure and certain that you could get possession, I'm reaching for the hanky. And you think about a coach looking into the eyes of one of his players and telling him to match up with Giannis Antetokounmpo and all the things that he brings to the table. That's a long night of restlessness before you match up. Press up on him, he'll blow by you. In transition, he's at the rim in 2 dribbles. Tough to stop that kid.
No good from Beasley.
You can see how clued in the defense is to take away those mid-range shots and challenge. Solid at getting a hand up in the face of the scorers.
Here's Harris. No good. Good D by Bell. Antetokounmpo covers so much ground, Brent. He can almost go the entire length of the court in 2 dribbles.
Well, once he gets around towards the rim, his reach can make it seem like defenders aren't even there. Not just one defender, but multiple defenders. So it's unfair already, and you add that athleticism to what he can do. Wow, unstoppable offensive force. Well, few have more job security in the NBA than Terry Stotts. Consistently gets a ton out of his Portland Trailblazer team They run a very intricate and unique offense now in his 7th year with the Blazers. He's had a lot of success under Coach Stotts.
Johnson down low. Over Young. And the basket by Johnson. Johnson's got 10.
Yeah, the smaller defender there really not having a chance. That's where a big guy needs to rotate over and help.
Count the basket. Bell's got the lead up to 3 now for the 76ers.
Yeah, you got to put a body on Bell. You just have to, or you risk these kind of plays.
And it's sent back by Russell. And he recovers it. Beasley outside. 4 on the clock. Here's Young. Good D by Johnson. And with Terry Stotts last year, there were some rumblings about his job after the sweep.
Might have been a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. Remember, Portland slid into that 3rd seed with how close it was in the Western Conference, and that might have added a bit more pressure. But Portland does not have a lot of flexibility with their roster. Somehow Terry Stotts gets to 50 wins in any given year. So it might have been a poor decision, and they saw through that, and he's back for this season.
Pass to Russell. And the slam dunk by Russell.
Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that. Commending the unselfish play there. What vision on that pass.
Beasley with the steal. And here's Young. Inside. It's deflected. And stolen by Russell. Here's Holmes. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Yeah, I don't know how you deal with the length of a Antetokounmpo. I mean, his name is long enough, and then you look at the body.
And from everything you hear about Giannis Antetokounmpo, he keeps a laser focus. Basketball and his family are his sole preoccupations.
Pass to Lamb. Back to Johnson. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. The 76ers leading by 5. Here's Antetokounmpo. And he uses the glass on the layup. Antetokounmpo's got 13 points. And some have even compared Giannis to Kobe Bryant for his single-minded dedication, Greg, to improvement.
Yeah, you know, something of an introvert. Not a guy you'll find out on the town or schmoozing with other stars. He's content to save outside pursuits for after his playing days are done. You gotta love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Yeah, they should bring out a big razor right now, Kevin. A great start, an aggressive move to show they're not going to lay down. They just can't find the bottom of the net right now. He's looking frustrated. This quarter has been a bit of a nightmare for him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And Portland making a change here. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. And it's the 76ers with the ball. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Pass to Okafor. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And here are the Trailblazers now. Dudley's shot is good.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Here's Gay. Back to McConnell. It's deflected.
Well, if you can use your speed on offense, why not use it on defense? Eric Bledsoe with the quick hands to swat that shot back.
Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him. The 76ers have been shooting right around 75% at the line. 9 of 12 so far. And here we go. Blakeney misses. The 76ers leading by 8. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Jones. And the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Jones has got 6 points.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Kicks it out to Gay. Connects from three-point range. He has 5.
Wow, when Rudy Gay's connecting there, that's going to help out a lot. It really opens up the rest of the court.
Here's Harris. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Philadelphia. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. And we've got more NBA action on 2K.
18.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Trailblazers trail by 13. So the wing on the left. The 3 from Dudley.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Back to Okafor. And the layup's good off the glass. Okafor's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the 76ers. Harris outside. That's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far.
Beautiful in the mid-range there. Sometimes it looks automatic for Tobias Harris.
Pass to Stauskas. Now here's Okafor. It's stolen by Harris. To the paint. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Oh, he's more than capable of plays like that, Kevin. The throwdown.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Pass to Stauskas. Shoots over Dudley. That one off the back iron and out.
A bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
Yeah, just too anxious to try and make something happen out there. This is about the team, not about you.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he's also crafty with how he approaches it. Right there, he uses just the right move to lay it in.
Hardaway from outside. Cans it from downtown. And the 76ers lead by 16. Puts it up from 15. They get it back. The 76ers leading by 16. Young left side. It's Beasley on the wing. From down in the low post, it goes.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
It seems like they've been at it on both ends tonight. Tremendous all-around play from them. Has them up quite a bit here.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
And you got to hit Eric Bledsoe extra hard to prevent that type of scoring opportunity. Just too physical as a point guard.
Eric Bledsoe, Greg, one of the league's best slashers.
Yeah, he gets to the rim with regularity, and he finishes at a high rate, lives at the line. He is a nightmare in the open court. And with their hot shooting here in the second half, their field goal percentage over 50% now for the game.
To the inside. Here's Johnson. To the inside. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Booker has a bit of that Klay Thompson in him. It feels like when he gets going like this, he can be very, very dangerous.
And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession.
Some turnovers necessary. That one, not so much.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Over in the corner, Lamb. Inside, Holmes. And Holmes throws it down.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his.
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful jam.
Oh, I would love to see Giannis in the dunk contest. Wouldn't that be sweet, Kevin?
Trailblazers trailed by 16. And slam dunk by Harris.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this.
Young's shot is off.
That's where I like the shot selection. The defense cannot afford to give up wide open shots. They dodged the bullet there.
Adam Silver has said there's probably more basketball being watched and played, Brent, in China than anywhere else in the world. How long before you think we see our next Chinese superstar in this league?
That's going to be interesting when that does happen. Obviously, the type of mark that Yao Ming made in the NBA, it's going to be hard for anybody to match the kind of impact, not just in the game, but what he did globally for the NBA. It just won't happen again. But I'm looking forward to, heck, not just the next Chinese player, but a Japanese player, somebody from India where they love the NBA game, to start to find their way onto rosters in the league.
They're coming. I mean, there's going to be someone before long.
No doubt.
And he's good on the second.
Not a perfect trip to the free throw line, but they'll take what they can get at this point.
Gay outside. Rebounded by Holmes. That free throw good from Holmes. And so he makes both from the line. Here's Young. They can take their time on this possession.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Just give themselves a little bit of a break.
I mean, just look at the box score right now. He's not only filling it up with these points, but in every facet of the game.
But they get it back. A second chance effort. And Johnson puts it in. Johnson's got 4 points this quarter.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
And you could try to key in on him, but that's tough. They run plays that routinely give him makeable looks.
And Gay is just so crafty inside, forcing the defense to hit him in the paint.
At the line for yours. Rudy Gay hits them both. 1:15 left to play here in the fourth. And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot two.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
You know, Brent, when you think of Devin Booker, you immediately think scoring. But he's become, as time goes on, an excellent facilitator as well.
Well, I think he's learning to do that, Kevin, because of the playing time that he's getting. And the defenses that he has seen in the early part of his career have been quite unique. You know, 2 out of the first 3 years that he played in the NBA, he's averaging over 20 points. So the passing part of his game, the more feel part of his game, it's coming along nicely.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the 76ers.
And it may be a comfortable win for them, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Just a really solid effort on the offensive end. He was getting any shot that he wanted.
Puts up a three. Carries it from three-point range. And the 76ers lead by 13. And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2. And the first one drops.
And I'll tell you, Trae Young, go big or go home. Always gives you 100%, as competitive as they come. And the young fella wants to win so badly, sometimes that emotion really comes out.
And so the 76ers can now just hold on to the ball. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity. And this is what